Bowman says we live. Yo, what's up? We back. Pro Bowl weekend. Time to kick off some big things. The next big thing right here. DM Coach's
Pro
Corner.
Bowl? What?
Yeah, it's the Pro Bowl weekend.
Man, get the fuck.
Come on.
How important do you think 7-on-7 is to you, from your point of view?
I think it's more for the
We
offensive
back.
side of the ball.
Yeah, it's Pro Bowl week, right?
And
Yeah,
that's how
I
you want
thought
to
it
keep
was
it
Pro
into
Bowl.
that
It's not the
system
Pro
where,
Bowls,
they know that at
the
some point,
past that us
I want
older
to be the
people
star
are
at
used
Eastside. I want to be the star at
Our head coach does it for you. I feel
All right, I'm back.
you're just spending extra money for a recruitment.
Hey, piggyback off that real quick.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a technical difficulty.
On your end? Because why you keep unmuting and talking over the thing? Like, what are you doing?
It wasn't nothing to talk about. I just noticed that it was muted, unmuted.
Right. But wasn't the video still playing?
Sure was.
Right. So what the hell you was doing? Like, come on,
How
son.
can I can't control anything from here? I'm not the engineer.
But I muted you 3 times. You kept unmuting yourself and talking.
I wasn't here. I don't know what happened.
What the fuck is going on?
Are we live? I want to make sure that.
Yes. Yeah, we live. They heard all
What's
that.
going on, everybody? We are back, Coach's Corner. Okay. Nice little segment, nice hot topics. I'm telling you, I hope a lot of guys shook some coaches' hands. I hope they introduced themselves. I hope they had good transcripts to show. The live period or the contact period for colleges today is the very last day. It was a whole month long. They're going to go into what they call a dead period. So in that dead period is when you can kind of only like send texts or DMs, but there's no live face-to-face contacts. So again, now is the time where you guys, if you kind of was slacking in your workouts, turn them back up. If you was not like kind of doing what you had to do in the classroom, unfortunately, turn it up. All right, let's get back to work, man. I mean, again, dead period starts tomorrow. Texting, yes, you can do. DMs, you can do. Emails, you can do. Make phone calls. You can do those things. You can do those to them. But don't expect, I don't think it's going to happen back in return. Again, it's a dead period. If you call them, they can pick up. If you text them, they can respond. You send an email, they can respond. But again, them sending it to you is not going to really happen because, again, it's their legal dead period. Then I know we have our second signing day coming up, all right? So some of those big-time D1 guys came through last month trying to iron out some wrinkles and get some guys, see what's left out here. So let's go. The guys in Division 2, Division 3, those guys are on the hunt. Please, young men that's out here trying to play football on the next level, do not put that D1 a bust sign up. Don't do that. Don't do that. At the end of the day, you just want to have an opportunity to play football on the next level. And the next level is every level above high school. You feel me? So make sure y'all in tune with that. B, how you making out, man? It's been a long time, 2 weeks.
Yeah, sir.
I know we talk every week.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I don't know the whole spiel you just went on just now. I wasn't expecting that.
No, listen, that's a little taste of the DM recruiting that I wanted to put out there today. Anybody else that want more of that, I guess they got to kind of subscribe. $25.18. You feel me? But, I just want to make people understand that the time that people think they have, they don't have, okay?
Right.
Time is running out, and you need to make sure that you're active and diligent on your social media, in your classroom, in the weight room, in your training sessions. Get active. Like, you can't think that you just could wake up and play this game. It's not gonna work like that. You have to get active. This show, sponsored by Sand Sports. You see the big logo behind me. We're moving and grooving, y'all. Sponsored by DM, of course. DM drinks for sale. You already know how I do. Trying to make sure that everybody stay hydrated. But you know, it's again, like I said, I just want to make sure that, you know, a lot of people have beliefs, man. And I'm telling you, B, you'd be surprised that a lot of people really have this thought and this notion that because Brandon, you have a scholarship offer, I'm supposed to get a scholarship offer. Because this school gets a lot of scholarship offers. That's the school I should go to because that's what I'll get a look at. The old school phrase is actually still has some truth to it. You know that phrase of if you're good, they'll find you. That still has a lot of truth to it. Okay. So, you know, sometimes traveling around might not be the answer, and sometimes it might be the answer. All right. Because some schools aren't as diligent as other schools when it comes to these colleges. So the best thing that I always try to get parents to understand is make sure that you're getting coaches' contacts, coaches' information, because you can reach out to these people too. They're just regular people like me and you. All right. You can reach out to these guys. Like I said, the dead period start tomorrow. So the only way you're going to be able to get in contact with them is if you reach out to them. So it's all one of those things. Listen, it's a simple format that you can send out. I would tell you, but you will actually have to reach out to DM Recruiting. Me, Brandon, she got to reach out to one of us in order to get that extra information. But you already know. I hear a buzz. Is that my young guy, she buzzing through the background? Not yet.
I was like, why he not on the screen? But I forgot I hit the
know
wrong
it, man.
button.
Anytime I can hit a buzz, I know what's happening, baby. My homie's in the building. You already see her, man. The legendary Coach She in the building. Another week, you know. Happy to see you back, young king. I got to get up to him, man. I feel like an orphan, man. I ain't been up there in a while. I was paying rent up there like last year. You know what I'm saying?
You be all right. And you ain't missing nothing.
He said you'll be all right.
Nah, because, hey, listen, B, he said I ain't missing nothing, but there's some good curse outs up there. I like to catch those. I like to catch them good, humbling moments some of them kids be having. It's epic. It's epic, man. I know you got some new young killers over there that probably got to be broken in a certain type of way. So I'm missing that right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You already know it.
What's up, Short? How you doing, Seth?
What's going on, young fella? How's everything?
Same old.
Listen, I had a busy. I mean, shout out to me, everybody over there. Shout out, happy birthday, Amara. You know, Jay. Everybody with the crew. You know what I'm saying? You had a busy week, and I seen your IG just kept lighting up. We live. I said, oh man, Pro Edge is on a tear right now. You know, so anybody that's trying to improve themselves. Listen, man, Pro Edge is a great place to be. 7 days a week is work being done. Okay, check out your page. I think, like I said, what's the link? Is a Virgo. You go on Virgo and find out the schedule. You figure out which one you're looking for, which trainer you're looking for. I'm still waiting for a call back though. Like that's why I really got to pull up. I feel like ain't no love in these streets. If DM got to come through now. I ain't get a call back yet with a number or nothing. Hey, B, if I need Bell, if I need Bell, just shoot it up here. I just send it up. They already know DM good in the hood. So just shoot that bell because when I go up to see she, I got to talk to a couple people. I ain't getting no response back. Hey,
I ain't going to let it go down like that, though. I don't know what you got going on.
I'm telling you. I sent Insta messages. Hey, look, I sent Insta messages. There he is. How did it go? Here comes trouble. Yo, the true star of the show is officially here. Dan the man. Trust and believe. Dan, you gave me and she a laugh like none other. My dude. Dan, what's up with you? How you making out?
DM, your thing is not live on Facebook.
That's why I was asking you. I had to check that out.
It says you are live on this end, but it's not live on your page.
Yeah, so I gotta go check that out now.
Yeah. Nope. No, nothing. No sound.
No, I just went off real quick.
No, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to what you call it?
Dan.
All right. So while everybody is trying to fix their stuff or get ready, I want to put this up here because we are cross promoting some things, and this is not normally what we do, but since we are cross promoting and everybody has promoted it already, DM, it's your turn, right? And I know you're gonna be like, your turn for what? Like, just trust me, sir. Trust me. All right, so all right, so listen, we got this quarterback tight end connection bracket that we got coming up, right? So you can only vote live on the show. So this is the last chance to vote. Okay, so in the comments, people on the show, you want to drop your votes. You can only vote live on the shows. Okay, so every other Sunday, Coach's Corner, you are here. Okay, on Monday for James Monday quarterback, lock in. You can get your votes. Tuesday, stay tuned. Wednesday, why Wednesday? Tuesday for Talk Your Ish. Only time you can vote. Okay, so you vote as many times as you want. Only vote live on the show. Okay, so we're gonna try to knock this out real quick while everybody testing their equipment and whatnot.
Just check. Am I live now? Because it says I'm live on my other app.
I'm about to hit the refresh. All right, so we got Peyton Manning and Dallas Clark versus Alex Smith and Vernon Davis. Who y'all going with?
That's easy. That's easy. That's Peyton Manning. That's the sheriff.
Okay, the sheriff. All right, we got Big Man and Heath Miller versus Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham.
I'm going Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, you live now. All right, Drew Brees and Jimmy Graham.
I'm letting she take the next two.
Next two.
Because I stole the first two.
No, everybody get the vote. Just, you know what I mean? Everybody vote count.
Yeah, no, the next one easy.
Next one. So you going Drew Brees too?
Yeah.
What's up, boys? Sorry, my mic was out.
No, we're good.
Yo.
All right,
Dan
so
the
we
man.
got Dan Fouts, Kellen Winslow versus Matt Ryan and Tony Gonzalez.
Ooh. See, people don't know about Kellen Winslow.
Right.
They talking about the dad, not the son.
But Dan Fouts is a gunslinger too. So you know what? I'm going OGs on that one. Because I'm gonna kill him on the next one. So I'm gonna go OGs on that one.
Oh shit.
And then I don't know. I don't really like Tony G with Matt Ryan. I like Tony G when he was in Kansas City. Was that Kansas City Tony G at?
What
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trent on the other side. All right. John Elway, Shannon Sharp versus Tony Romo and Jason Witten.
I'm telling you, one's a Super Bowl tandem, but Jason Witten wasn't no slouch with Romo.
Hey, Tony Romo has all the regular season records, right?
That's what I'm about to say. That's tough because Romo and Witten was like automatic. So, I went OGs on that one. I'm going OGs here too. I'm going Elway and I'm going with Sharp. Got to go with Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay.
And because I'm the sole proprietor.
All right. Anybody else want to throw that in real quick?
It is she.
Yeah, I can stay with that one.
You going Elway, Daniel?
Tony.
Yeah, Dan, that's what I'm talking about. I need to change up around here.
All right. Tom Brady is Tom Brady and Gronk won that one, right? Everybody going Brady?
Tom Brady's a lock.
Yo, I mean, that's interesting how you gave Aikman and Novacek. All right, keep going.
Sir, listen. All right, Greg Olsen. I say Greg Olsen. Yeah, Cam Newton, Greg Olsen versus Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews.
Huh.
Cam.
After last week, I gotta go Cam.
That's the week before last, sir.
Inside Greg Olsen, big jersey. I like Likely a lot though. Yeah, that would have made it tough. Likely would have made it tough.
Likely just came on the scene though. He ain't have enough. I ain't got no time, man.
Easy, fan.
All right. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Trent Green, and Tony Gonzalez.
Yo, there's like a Super Bowl matchup in the first round.
Sir, what you want me to do? These are the best of the best.
Yeah, but not like these two should have been matched up like that. Like, okay, Sunshine. All right, I like that you like them. Okay. No, I don't. Yo, this.
I mean, you gotta go with Mahomes on that and Kelsey.
I do, but I just feel like that Green and Gonzalez should have been against somebody else because that was a hell of a tandem. That's what I was just saying about the other side.
All right, what you got, Daniel?
I think Travis Kelce is the greatest hybrid tight end of all time.
Right.
So, and this is why you can't say tight end because he plays so much slot receiver. Like,
true, but hey, Dan, look at the tight ends in this lower bracket. The winner coming out of there. You got Kels, Gonzalez. It's sad that we getting rid of Gonzalez in the first round. And then
Tony Gonzalez
Gates.
really was the original of what we're looking at now.
Yeah,
so you still got to go Trent Green and Tony Gonzalez, but that Kelce and Mahomes I think they're going to win more Super Bowls than maybe everybody but Brady Gronk.
This side is loaded. You guys ruined this side. I don't know who set this bracket up, but you ruined it.
I did. All right.
You ruined it.
Phillip Rivers, Antonio
Congratulations,
Gates.
you ruined it.
Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates, Drew Bledsoe, and Ben Colts.
That's a shoe-in, man. I'm going Rivers and Gates, man. But now I got Mahomes and Kels against Rivers and Gates. Like, I just ruined this.
Are you done?
What you want? You over there writing down notes?
Yeah, I got to tally. I gotta do it on all the shows.
Hey, do anybody else agree with me on that? Like, you can't have Gronk on
it is
this.
hella loaded.
Like,
when it's a bunch of best of the best, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I just want them to make it to the second round at least, man. Like, good.
All right, so this is the last day to vote for the first round. So the second round starts tomorrow.
Is it on Twitter right now?
Huh? Yeah, I'm on.
Is it on Twitter?
What? Oh no! You can only vote live.
Oh,
you vote live on the show, so that's why you got.
Don't miss Denise votes. Denise got votes too now.
I got hers. All
right, got you, Niecy.
Yeah, I got hers. It is shit tomorrow morning.
You can put as many times as you like during each show. I'm just spamming Troy Aikman until we win, baby.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna write down all of them. Don't worry about it. 100 votes.
Aikman.
All right. Where we at now? All right.
Hey,
so
can I? I need to publicly make an apology for the actions of myself and my friends during my little business trip to DC. It was funny, but it wasn't right. And especially jumping on Brandon's show and he's come on our show and been so professional and y'all allow me to be here. So you can't be about extreme ownership and coaches got to take that. You got to eat that crow too. So my apologies, Brandon, to you and your show and DM and your show and the other coaches. That shit wasn't right. So
hey, listen,
we had a lot of fun
in my book. Listen, me and Rashid got you as an A1 on our book. Now, Sam Sports. I heard he went driving around the town looking for you. But
he caught the first.
He was like, "Hey, listen, man, it's cool. It's cool."
We were. They were pretty twisted, man. I didn't know it was that bad.
It was a good night.
We had a really good night. So
my man said they.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at least knew where I was.
He said I knew where I was.
Anyway, I didn't need to apologize publicly.
Respectfully, man. Love you, D. Trust that. You got to worry about it.
Respect,
all right,
respect.
so since Daniel here, let's start with Daniel then.
Want to go with that clip? We go with that clip.
Start with Daniel. Oh, she didn't even hear the clip. She get ready. Because Daniel.
So then let she go first. I bet you he say the same thing I said. Wow.
DM about to be on some bullshit.
There was a coaching change here recently in my area. A head coach was hired, and then it came out whether it was a good hire or not. The school he's leaving 2 years ago, there was 2 years in a row, I think they went to like the semifinals. Then they had a bad year, and then they had an 0-10 year, the same exact coaching staff. So you're 2 years separate from being 12-2 in the semis and being 0-10. and then he got picked up by another school in the same area. So the argument is he a good coach or a bad coach? We graduated a lot of talent back in that 23 class, so the 22 season. But it kind of is the question, is a coach that gets that far, 12-2 is a pretty good job at coaching, I would say. But can they also go 0-10 2 years later? So what makes a good coach? Is that a good hire? A lot of times we hear the other way, like you're talking, like I think you've had an 0-10 season and then have been on improving.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there because that's when he started going off.
All right. First of all, let's shout out that great podcast right there. Football Talk. Awesome.
Whoa. Hold on. Go ahead, plug it, Daniel. Go ahead, plug it, Daniel.
As the football coaching podcast.
The football coaching podcast. That's it. Hey, so my bad, DM. Listen, when I was struggling in my second year of football, I found that podcast, and I'm telling you, it was like a drug. And I just listened, and I had 200 episodes to go back on to. Oh man, listen, I was in on the back of the FedEx truck, just listening to podcasts till the headphones died and shit. But yes, shout out to Joe and Daniel. I've learned a lot over the years off that podcast. So don't tell me you can't learn nothing off the podcast. But I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the fuck up now.
Thanks for plugging in the podcast for me, Brandon. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
because he tried to get the stick and shit. He tried to get the stick up and shit. Like he's gonna hit me with the stick or something. Like what?
As long as you saw it. Next time you ain't gonna see it coming. Next time, see you later. But go ahead, you break down because I said something off air, but I want to say it later after you finish.
Yeah, that's kind of like a catch-22 because it looks good going from the 2-10 team and then turning up another program around. It looks good in that favor, but it kind of works in the opposite if you go from a 12-2 and then you go for 0, it looks bad because now it's like, were you just coaching and you had a good year because you had talent? Were you developing that talent? Was it the scheme? What was it that you went from that success to not having that success at all? So it looks better when you're going from the other side into the winning category because now it's like, all right, you're developing talent, you're developing scheme, you look better in that light than going, and shit. We have a prime example. We went 11-1 this past season, won a state title. Now it'll look crazy on our part to go 2-7 in the regular season. That'll look crazy on our part. So it kind of like puts a chink in the armor when you go the other way.
Brandon, did you hear something like that before off air?
No, I'm sorry. I was reading this article. Sorry.
I bet you was. I said the same thing. It's no way. It's no way to go from 12-2 to 0-10. It's no way. Someone is not really working on building a program. They got a good group of kids in. Might be a hell of a recruiter to get the talent and to get that type of a team. But as far as grooming them guys, getting them ready, like you just said earlier, it can't be because the drop off shouldn't be dropped. It shouldn't go that far. Now I've gone from undefeated to maybe 2 losses the next year. Like you said, I've seen y'all with multiple championships, right? And go from multiple championship to, a subpar. I think 1 year was y'all like a 500, slightly 2, 3, 4 games over the 500 after the championship, I think, run. Like, yeah, it happens. Like you said, it happens where, there's a drop off because guess what? Sometimes you got some talent on some teams, and me and Coach Grant from West Orange would say, sometimes one kid is like 2 kids. Like you can lose 1 kid and it's like 2 kid talent. You feel me? So respectfully, it's gonna be hard to replace those type of guys. But to go from 12-2 and then 0-10, now I'm glad he got another job because he was probably gonna get fired from that one.
Whoever created those 2 records, that's kind of crazy. If you do that, that's kind of crazy. Like I said, we're in that same boat.
Let me think in the plot a little bit.
Let's go.
The school that he was at sets right between a whole bunch of powerhouses, and Oklahoma opened up transfer portal. So all the kids that wasn't getting start during them good years transferred out. So the guys he was developing now no longer go to his school. So the plot, I mean, that's why, I mean, coaching is so hard to judge because you can't go off the record.
Yeah.
There's so many other things out there. In this case, he had no talent, and it was, look, Bill Belichick can come down here and coach one of these high schools, and he ain't gonna win a whole bunch of games because they just ain't got the kids.
We about to see right now with North
You know
Carolina,
what I mean?
right?
So the ultimate question is like, is it coaching or talent? Is it X's and O's or Jimmy's and Joe's?
Man,
And I think it's
a combination of
there's a
both.
dichotomy.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot that go into that because, like you said, he lost a lot of people, right? So you lose a lot of people, and like DM said, yes, you do have to be coaching throughout. You know what I mean? Not just your starters, because I've seen that too. People only coach the starters; they only coach the key guys, and the other guys you wait till they get up there. And then be like, oh, you should have been paying attention. No, God damn it, everybody should have been getting the same shit. But you know who's ready and who's not ready. But you got to get the next people ready to go up. And that's a part of having a good JV feeder system, a good JV system that go up and the kids coming up. There's a lot that go into that, especially with now, like out here. 3 announcements are supposed to be made in the next few weeks. One of them has been made. We got Ray Rice coaching out Millersville. We got another guy that played in the NFL at a high level, getting ready to go to his old school. We might or might not be getting a higher name than both of them coaching at our school. Those names will bring in kids. You know what I mean? So somebody about to take a loss. I don't know who about to take the loss, but somebody get ready to take a loss.
Yeah,
Right.
There's a lot of intangibles.
Definitely a lot of intangibles. Definitely a lot of intangibles.
Like Dan just threw a wrinkle in the whole scenario. You know, that changes the perspective of the whole thing. So you got to, I guess like you said, you can't just look at the record. You got to really dig deep and look at those intangibles that's going on.
See, I'm about to say some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, in 2019, I had 9 sophomores starting for me on defense, and we won a state title.
So all I was gonna say is, in a nice size school called West Orange High School, it's in the same town as Seton Hall Prep, a non-public high school that plays in a very good conference, which is pretty much shit. I mean, we ain't too far from each other. About a 20-minute ride from DePaul, which is a powerhouse, right? Like, it's schools that are surrounding my little school that I like so much. But I'll also say this, the staff matters. You have to have the staff. So that coach probably lost some guys. Like, we're looking at the Detroit Lions about to lose a ton of guys, right? We're looking at a lot of guys losing guys. Ohio State about to lose Chip Kelly, right? So we get it. Once that 12-2 season go, and the phrase is strike while the iron's hot. So maybe some other guys kind of left out of there too. You know what I mean? I've been blessed to be on a staff that has been together for a good long while. I've seen Sheed and his staff, they kind of have been together for a decent while. So, it kind of keeps, it like, it doesn't allow that drop off. Everybody kind of knows the mission, what's happening. Also, like you said, the JV, definitely working with them guys. But the biggest time of the year, honestly, 1 month, 2 months just passed. The December and the January, those are your biggest months. Like February, your last big month. Because then what's going to happen is you're going to get some basketball players that's going to come in. So you got to kind of jumpstart them dudes or whatever the case may be. Some track guys going to come in. You have to jumpstart some of them. Like, a lot of people don't understand that December, January, and February, those 3 months are very, very crucial to a lot of teams off season. And so if you guys not investing in those 3 months.
As far as what? Like weight room of recruiting?
Everything. Weight room, as far as your position training, again, like me and she going here, we talk about it all the time about how we've been offering position training for guys. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff for guys to do. Whether the weather is good or bad outside, we have indoor facilities. So weight training should be happening at least 3 to 4 days a week with your high school program. You should be getting at least 2 days. I'm keeping it 100 with you. You should get at least 2 days of position training with a solid position coach, not just some guy that's just throwing out cones and ladders and shit. Like a solid guy. And if you don't believe whether he's not a good guy or not, check his coach facts. Remember, I told y'all about that before. Now, between those two things, if you have another sport, whether it's basketball, track, wrestling, those are also good complementary sports that you can do to help, in your growth. But outside of that, in those 3 months that I just mentioned, with those 3 very good intangibles, you're not doing those, you're probably not going to be that good. Like, you're going to be better, but you're not going to be that good. It's a level of dedication. And you look at the colleges. Colleges are starting, some guys ended their season in December, and they starting their spring ball in January. This is a 12-month type of thing. You can't half time this thing.
So if you haven't started your weight room, you're probably already behind.
You should be. On a good team, you should be. Because let me tell you something. If I ran the weight room, we're testing twice a month. Because I'm expecting to see growth at least every 2 weeks. And if it ain't twice a month, it's once a month I'm testing you, because I'm expecting to see certain weights not be heavy anymore. Because if you come consistently, and it's not for everybody, because some kids don't come consistently. Some kids come, they do the team lift, and they go right out the back door. It is what it is. And you got some other guys that come in, they do the team lift, and then they ask you questions like, well, coach, is it another, something extra that can help improve my, my triceps is a little weak. My glutes ain't where it need to be. My calves aren't right. Like, is there anything extra you could give me? Those are the guys that you see start to grow. And then you'll have to test them again, because that regimen that you probably gave him on December 1 is not going to be the same regimen that you're going to give him on January 1. It's just not. Will Hathaway says the high school football season starts in the off season to get the jump start in the winter, January and February. Like I said, it's that's right. Well, it's in that area, that January, February. But I'm telling you, man, like, don't sleep on December. A lot of people get caught up with the holidays.
Well, shit, January gone now. I guess we should have mentioned that at the December show.
No, it ain't for us. These guys got coaches. This ain't our job. All right.
Coach.
So, hey, that's cool. Then I bet you should have told your guys. I'm no sheet has told his guys. Trust me, I got some of his guys in my gym. Dan, I know you probably got some guys around you that you probably told, hey, you sitting that Thanksgiving food by the time for it to come off. Okay, that Christmas food coming, bruh. It's about that time for it to come off. And you got that New Year's dinner coming, bruh. Don't get yourself all thick and can't move around and groove. Because guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to play.
That's what my wife says too. Don't get all thick, son. Let's go.
I was gonna say something.
Play.
No. We are staying the course tonight, fellas. We're staying the course. But no, I'm serious. It's really a level of dedication, and if you have a kid that dedicates himself in that time frame, you'll see it. He'll see it. Everybody.
It's a level of dedication from all sides, from the coaches, the kids, everybody.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because at the end of the day, he can't get no better unless I give him a regimen.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he don't dedicate himself, if his mom, dad, whoever don't dedicate themselves, then, when the upcoming schedules come out for 2025 high school in New Jersey, maybe April, maybe around January, if it's in March, April. Yeah, maybe about April, I want to say.
So I had L scheduled for like 3 weeks now, but they said I can't post it. But I know some of the schools started posting their schedules last week, but he didn't. He said no, don't post it because they done made a few changes, but I know they're gonna keep making changes probably up to about March, April. But you know what I mean.
Now here in Jersey, some guys are setting up certain games, certain what they call shit with his out of conference games.
Yeah,
Some
out
guys
of
are setting
conference,
those up.
out of state. Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as the true schedule, it's not set up yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
because
they
at the end
switch
of the
out
day, we
week
got
2 game.
we got a lot of classics that be buzzing around where guys gonna want you to play in their classics. You have a lot of you got the conference games that you automatically got to play in, and you got to get your out of conference games, and those kind of the hardest ones to set up because there's a lot of ego in there. Some guys don't want to step up to the challenge, some guys do. Some matchups not beneficial towards your schedule, what you need. So it's real tricky to try to pick those games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So staying on the topic of the training, right? Is it necessary to have been a good player in order to be an effective coach or trainer? Is a good percentage of coaches in the NFL that never played football?
I'm gonna let Dan go first. She went first in the last one. I'm gonna let Dan go first on this one.
I think football is the lone sport where your playing level does not add to, and in some cases can take away from, your ability to coach. I think because football is a sport of high athletics, low skill in a lot of the positions, to where just about every other sport is a very high skill sport. It's hard to swing a baseball bat, hit a baseball. That's a skill. Maybe the quarterback's got to be skilled, but everybody else can kind of use big motions and get where they're supposed to go, and the super athletes are just going to shine. But no, I think that this is one of those sports that you don't. In fact, like, I wasn't a very good football player. Like, I started some my senior year, but that was probably due to low numbers, right? Not saying that great athletes can't be. Joe and I talk about this on podcasts sometimes, and there's this phenomenon where if players they play in D1 level, say, but they don't get to the NFL, they've kind of always been king sheep. No one ever humbles them, and then they don't make very good coaches because they don't realize that they were amazing at what they did, but they didn't know maybe how they were doing it. They were just freak athletes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't understand all the fundamentals that went into their craft because they were just really good at it.
Right.
Dominique Franks played for OU, went on to Atlanta Falcons, Baltimore Ravens. Dominique Franks is a friend of mine. He's coaching at TU right now. He said it too. He was like, I was in the locker room with a $70 million safety that could not draw cover 3 on a whiteboard. He didn't know.
Right.
All he knew was when that word was said, I go here.
Yeah.
That's all he knew. So just because they were a really good player doesn't mean they know a lick of football. Sometimes they just know what they're supposed to do, and they can do it really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the really long way to say it is not necessary.
Right. And I don't think it's necessary either. I have to agree with you on that. And this is like a twofold type of thing, right? Like, you have many type of situations where you can have the coach. You have a kid that was a hell of a player and could be a hell of a coach, right? Then you can have a kid that's a hell of a player and a bad coach. You can be a guy that wasn't a good player and be a great coach. You can have a guy that wasn't a great player, and so it's many, and what I'm saying, different situations when it comes to this one right here. We hear it a lot. In this, I guess, in my area, I don't know if you hear it in the non-public world, but I hear it a lot in the public world. And the reason why I hear it is because it usually happens after a bad call or it happens after a bad game. And it's like, I bet that guy probably wasn't shit in high school. And it's like, but he's a grown man now. Like, a lot of time has
That's not
passed
funny.
No, I'm serious. It's how it goes, man. I always say a lot of time has passed from high school to, where he's at right now. So to judge him on that is hilarious. But you know how it goes. Like, sometimes that same call is a great call, and nobody even asks about whether he was a good guy in high school or not. Dan, I'm similar. You know what I'm saying? My background as far as how it goes with being a player, it's okay, decent, cool guy. That's what I like to say about it. You know, it's a cool guy. You know, a lot of guys respected me. I knew that I was undersized, so I knew that I had to really focus on my technique, right? This is what we talked about earlier with the guys, like trying to hone into your craft and get yourself better. So I had to kind of use the offseason and get myself a little better. And my technique had to be the reason why. But I mean, that really didn't determine why I'm a pretty good coach right now or a pretty good trainer right now. A lot of stuff, you know, I learned, and I think a lot of people really learn trial and error. Trial and error, man. I tried it one way, it didn't work, and guess what? I'm gonna try it another way. You know, the more you know, the more you grow. And I think that's kind of how it was. It's just interesting now in this time frame with, you know, social media and just going on your phone and being able to catch, like you said, a podcast with Dan and Joe and learning. We're back in the day, and I think everybody kind of is on this same age group where you was going to Barnes and Nobles, you was going to YouTube, you know, you was trying to like really go into different types of clinics and sit down with a pen and a pad trying to put it together and figure out, okay, how do I dumb this down so my kids can get it, right?
That
So
part took me a long time to get that right.
Right. And then, you know, but you do got some other guys who it was just so easy for them to make plays. She gonna be one of them guys, y'all. I'm telling y'all, she's the GOAT. Trust me. So it's one of them guys that make plays so easy, and he had to learn how to translate that to say, okay, I know how to run cover three, like you said, Dan, but I gotta be able to teach them the way how to run the cover three the right way. Like I know as a safety how to dissect when a pass is coming, you know, whether it's run or pass. But I gotta be able to break down what I know up here and then translate it out to them to get to it. Sheed, you on deck with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's, and we all going to pretty much say the same thing. I just think it's based off of how you translating that information. Because like Dan is saying, you know, you'll have a guy that played at a really high level, but he can't translate that information over on how to do it. And then it's like the Michael Jordan effect. Michael Jordan can't really be a basketball coach because in his mind, he's going to be like, well, this is how you're supposed to do it. I can't explain it, but you're supposed to fade away over this show. And now he's old, so you can't demonstrate it. So that's one of the things I learned as a young coach. Like, all right, you could do all the demonstration now because you're 30, you're 25, but wait till you get 50 and 60 where you got to be able to translate what you want done without doing a demonstration. So, you know, so I think it's a matter of no matter what level or talent or skill level you are, it's just translating that information to where each kid understands what you're trying to come across. And I think once you're around something every day, you'll naturally get better if you're applying yourself. So if you work at the post office, you know you got to look at numbers all the time. All right, boom, I already know. Boom, these three numbers I'm looking at, I'm moving on. Right? So I think if you're around something all the time, you'll just naturally get better if you're applying yourself.
Right. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? B, it's just one of those things where it's not necessary. But I don't want to negate it and say that it's not a dope thing, too, to have been experienced enough to know how to make that play. You know, because that's another part of it, too, where it helps you with your translation. In order to translate it, you kind of had to do it once or twice, you know? So, you know, I get it. Like, my experience, like I said before, it comes through my coaching. So I've seen it done one way, and I kind of got to coach another kid and change it up another way just so that way he gets it, right? So on how to make that play. I knew that, you know, just having my defensive end fly up the field on track play, on teams that run wing T trap was not a good idea, you know, and it wasn't because of just what I seen on the field, because I kind of got my head knocked off on a trap once or twice. So it's just one of them things where it does help you if you do have the experience. Trust me, it does. But being good, I mean, think about it. James Franklin went to East Stroudsburg, Division II school. You get what I'm trying to tell you? He's coaching in the highest level. All right. It's just one of those things that just happens like that.
So I think it's all how you came up as well. I know a guy, and he's won championships after championships. And then when he got to the next level, he realized he didn't know anything, because the coach only gave him what he wanted him to know, or gave him this what we are running. You don't teach him everything, or you don't give him the terminology of everything. You only give him that. So won 4 championships, 2 in youth football, 2 in high school, and then you go up to the next level and realize that you're in a foreign world.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the foreign world. That's what they do. I've had a coach that was with me. Swear to God, I think I told the story before. He's defensive coordinator. He came in early. People kept telling me, yo, you got to let him go, yo. He ain't going to be right. Oh, no, he been cool. He show up every day. Man, one day he was teaching the outside linebacker. He was like, this is what I want you to do. Something called a 50-50. The fuck? So I said, what's a 50-50? Well, you might do this and you might do that. Oh, hell no. No, sir. No, yo. No. And I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, no, like, what are we doing here?
But that's how he understood it.
You cannot give it to 11-year-old like that. What is the 50-50? You got to teach
them. Right. But again, that's what we're talking about with learning how to take it from what you already know up here and then translating it out. You know, his 50-50 was what he and his up here. It made sense. Like we talked about, like she just said, you're going to get Jordan out there. Like, yo, man, just turn around, shuffle, and fade. It's simple. But that's not it. Like, it ain't just turn, shuffle. Like, it's pivot. You know what I'm saying? Up fake. You got to know how to translate it. But for certain people, they're not going to translate it that way. So I get it where hit you with the 50-50. I thought he was selling raffles out there.
Sometimes you go left, sometimes you go right.
This shit was crazy. You know how many times I listened to the podcast with Joe when he talked about like a 6-tech, and I kept saying, "What the fuck is a 6-tech?" Because I never played football. And I realize now, well, not now, but I realize going up down the line, I'm listening to people talk, and I'm listening. Even sometimes y'all be talking, I'm like, man, what the fuck are they talking about? Because one terminology is not all universal. Everybody uses different words, so I gotta listen to it a few times and let y'all use it, and then I know what they talk about. So it takes some time, but in that moment, people don't want to seem stupid, so they don't say nothing. You know what I mean? They don't say, "Hey, I don't understand what that is." You know what I mean? But what do you say? Repetition? It's not really repetition. I don't think that's the right word I'm looking for. I don't know, but
I'll tell you what I do know. This phrase, this topic, honestly, is speaking to our young guys. Like, we got some real good young coaches, right? And because they're growing up in a different era, we all have to understand the eras that we all grew up in, like you said, right? And how you had to learn to be a good coach. So right now, you got a lot of young guys who are going off of how they played, right? In the training world, I'm seeing it. And I'm also seeing it in the coaching world, where it's like, listen, man, all he got to do, get in his pedal, look over, it's right there coming at him, bang, attack. Like, nah, you can't just say look over. Like, who is he looking for? Is he getting to the stem of the number 1 receiver, stem of the number 2, eyes on the 3? Like, you have to be able to explain that. Who is the number 1 receiver? Some of those things, like you said, is you have to be able to, like I said, translate it out. But some of the young guys that I've kind of been around, and it's not a knock on them, this is just something I tell them to stick around. Stick around and learn. She'd always tell the story how when I first got to the high school ranks, 2007, and a lot of my coaches was like, hey, this is what you do right here, all right? Look at the board and right here. And so I got tired of and I had to kind of get my game right. Like, all right, listen, what we're not going to do is shush me. I'm going to learn exactly what we teaching out here. So, as far as learning coverages, especially coming from the Little League level, and I really, really want a lot of Little League coaches to kind of get involved with just being around older coaches, guys that know the game a little bit. Because in Little League, point in case, 8 to 10U football, people will be like, yo, he's a corner, right? He's a corner. He ain't no corner. He pretty much like an outside linebacker. He just all the way out there. You get what I'm saying? He's not going to cover nobody. And what's happening is, in Little League, most of them just going to run sweep left, sweep right, and your best tackle got to play outside at a corner.
These 6 and 7-year-olds are throwing the ball now.
They are, but trust me, I'm not looking at the next like Dan Quinn's out there, bro. Like,
they are stopping back, letting it.
And you know what else I see? A bunch of big linemen just standing there playing patty cake because ain't nobody teaching them. They just want to see this guy drop back and throw the ball deep. So Trust me, it's a lot of stuff.
Everybody looking for the highlight reels.
And you know what? And it's a lot of people that's getting bad information because they're like, well, he is a linebacker. I'm gonna go ahead and let him with the linebackers. And you're like, look at this kid. He ain't no linebacker. He's just an 8-year-old that's learning how to play football. He's just a 10-year-old that's learning how to play football. Like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let him train with everybody. See, I think y'all have that with y'all kid training, right? Like, you just teach them everything, right? I'm guessing. I mean, go ahead, Sheed, you help me understand that because I've seen it. It just looks hilarious to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get some kids, some young kids, 6, 7 years old, and they do like position training. But what I do with that is really just movement, just training them. So if I have D-backs and, you know, hey, my son plays corner, it's just teaching them different steps, you know, a prep turn step, a read step, you know, a pure step, how to backpedal at different speeds, just all generic basic stuff to where I'm not really getting into specifics of, all right, you're a corner, so I'm gonna give you corner movement. You're a safety, I'm gonna give you safety movement. It's all just generic movements when it comes to like the little guys that I train. And then we'll go to the board though. We'll say, okay, what coverage do you side run in? Oh, cover 3. What does cover 3 look like? Oh, it looks like a triangle. So that's how I kind of teach the guys, well, you know, my younger guys, you know, what movement goes to what coverage. You know, so we'll go, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going past that.
Right,
You know, so
right.
We'll go through that. We'll go to the board, right? All right, this looks like a turtle shell. What coverage is that? All right, cover 2. Okay, what are you doing cover 2 if you're over here? All right, don't let them get outside of me. Okay, great. You know, so little things like that I do with the little guys. You know, when I start getting to the, you know, the higher up levels, then we start breaking the movements down into specifics.
Right.
All right, you're a safety, you're a down safety, you're a high safety. What are you? Okay, you're a corner, you're a what are you? And then we got, you know, kind of get into those movements. But yeah, for the kids, it's just all basic generic movements.
Dang, I see you shaking your head. You agree with that, right? With the
Oh, for
younger
sure.
guys, it's definitely that, right? Like, it's hard to positionalize them that early because it's just everything. Like, I'm telling you, I mean,
Listen,
Jones said he looked at Arch Manning at 8 years old, I guess. I ain't seen him yet. All right.
look who his uncles were. Come on, we knew what he was going to play. Arch Manning was not going to go play safety. You seen the size of Peyton's forehead, bro? The DNA's the same.
Did you see Peyton's son today throwing the ball at the Pro Bowl?
I mean, obviously, like he said, you just kind of knew what it was going to be, right?
They in the family. That's in the family, shorty. Like
But yeah,
I think youth football coach. Look, youth ball is really hard to coach because of exactly what we're talking about. Not only youth ball, but all of those sub varsity levels get a little more difficult because we know that you have to train everybody. You've got to give everybody development rep, but you're not really sure what they're going to be, and you kind of just got to fit them. So then it's, do I play them to win? Do I play them to develop at a position? There's a lot that goes into that, and I love. Hey, Turtle 2. We're gonna be running some Turtle 2 from now on. Hey, run that turtle. That's gonna be a thing. Turtle and triangle.
yeah.
But yeah, specialize in a position. Everybody wants their son to be the quarterback. Okay. And then everybody thinks that. Look at Brandon shaking his head. No, isn't your son the quarterback?
Yes, he is. That's why. Like,
so listen, I got 3.
Oh, okay. Well, you
3.
need you got to fit other positions. They got to play together. But you know, down there, it's like you just put the fast kids with positions that are going to touch the ball. Give yourself a chance, and then teach other kids is the most efficient general football thing you can teach them.
I'm telling you, that's what I see up here. It just be
And
like,
tell them they're all Travis Kelce, every one of them. Oh, you play X, you're Travis Kelce.
Yeah, the big guys
sometimes.
think they Travis Kelce. All the little chunky kids, they want to be tight end.
Every offensive tackle in the history of the game has asked to be tight end in high
It's
school.
crazy.
yeah,
Coach,
because
I'm gonna
you
be
know,
tight
you
end
want
next
to catch the ball. I want to catch the ball. Like, you know. It's
Hey, you got to come play for Coach Chambo where we're putting that tackle eligible over there. We'll run you on a street.
Oh, there it is.
So
Gap
listen,
team dump play.
this is the youngest. That's how little he is. He's that little, and he's always on the roster as the backup quarterback. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. The center has snapped. Center got snap issues. Yo, coach, put him at center. He's not gonna like it. He's gonna get his fucking job done. He go on there, play center. They win 3-4 games in a row. He snaps the ball and engage in the block. Man, he little as shit. Until it was one game, one kid was like 180, and it was tearing his ass up. But he's a center. He's a center. He don't like playing fucking center, but he gets it done. Now he's a corner on defense. He's slow as shit, but he makes the tackle. He's slow as shit. If you ask him, I'm fast. All right. Yeah, all right. But anyway, I'm sorry. But this is the backup quarterback they had, and he is a fucking center. When they put him at center, they go on a winning streak. He always got an attitude with me because he know that I went and told the coach to put his ass at center and shit. Losing, put his ass at fucking center.
Hey, that's big on you as a dad and as a coach. Like realizing that sometimes you just gotta. If you can just get the snap, how many games do you win?
That's
if you can
it.
just get the snap.
After that, it's out of your hands. It's in the quarterback now.
You got
a gap as it goes by. Hey yo.
Yeah, I dig it. Like you said, man, it's all about teaching these young guys movement, keeping them active. Everybody's gonna have to block some point of the game, you know. So the fact that your guy's playing center right now, cool. Like when he get to high school, he might be, I don't know, running back, tight end, whatever. You said
he coming with me. He coming with me next year.
Oh, all right.
Freshman,
I guess
freshman coming in.
I guess that helps. I don't know. Don't get caught up in no daddy balls, sir.
Daddy ball on the way.
No, I ain't never did that.
We're gonna be on the next show. He gonna be like, yo, so you know he just went out there, ran for 4 touchdowns, threw 5. Like,
shit.
Oh, okay. Went from the back up to the ace now, huh? Good job, daddy ball.
No, I ain't never did no shit like that. That's crazy.
What you got next on the menu?
All right, so I had this in my head, right? She don't bash me for this one. All right, don't bash me for this one. Okay. All right, so your star player falls asleep in class, right? And you as a coach tell him he got to sit for the next half. That he got to sit for the first half of the next game. His parents are pissed because he's been a perfect kid up until this point. This is his first incident getting in trouble. All right, now they got 3 recruiters coming to his next game. How do you handle that situation?
Oh, that's perfect. That's easy.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute, because I didn't know Coach She was the man, and they love Coach She. When Coach She talked, they listen. I didn't know. God damn, the comments. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
I have a perfect example for this. It's the exact situation. So I had a receiver, killing it, getting 100 yards a game, touchdowns galore. He's getting recruited by Temple. So now he's getting big-headed. So in practice, y'all need me. F-bombs, you too, Coach She. I don't know what you think, God. So I'm like, all right, bet. I ain't going back.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
I said, all right, bet. So I go to my offensive coordinator. Now my offensive coordinator, he loves him. The players going to him. I said, who's more valuable to the team right now? Because he need to sit. Nah, but we got coaches coming. I said, okay, that's fine. If he plays, I'm not showing up. So now you're missing your your special teams coordinator. You missing your eyes in the sky because nobody else is doing it. So you got to make a decision. So we ended up sitting him for the first half. And now that kid is 31 years old, grown man. We speak every 2 weeks.
You got to teach him a lesson, man. It's life after football.
Yep. So it was the exact same situation. And we had and Temple was coming to the game to see specifically him. And I said, yo, he not starting this game. Like we can win this game without him. I got other guys, other receivers at the time. We could win this game without him. So we ended up putting him in towards the end of the game. We already killing him. Put him in towards the end of the game, so he could showcase his stuff. But he did not start that game. And it hindered him from breaking the record for the JUCO that year for most receiving yards.
Well, no one person's bigger than the program.
Right. And right now, if I call him right now, he'll pick up. That same kid.
Valuable lesson learned.
So what happened with Temple?
He ended up going to Temple.
Because it's more than one game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
the one game
coach comes to that one game, that's cool, but If they want you, they want you. So it's not going to really change much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's going to speak towards his character. So what is going to happen is we're going to say, yeah, coach, we sat him, whatever. He's having a rough week, okay? And so coach go, okay, I got it. And then he'll be looking at the film, probably moving forward, like, well, damn, he done transformed himself. It look like his demeanor a little different on the field. Man, look how he blocking down the field now. I didn't see that prior to that sit. Now I see it. So again, you can actually save a kid's recruiting by sitting.
I was about to ask. Did the school help him out and make an excuse for him? What was the truth told?
No, the truth is told. I don't be sugarcoating nothing. But the thing about it too is during that game, he was being a good teammate. So the guy that was playing in his spot, hey, when you do this, so I pay attention to that type of stuff on the sideline. Okay, so now you ain't get your way. Now let me see what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Like we say on this show all the time, like your character lasts longer than your playing career. So now I want to see if you sulking, it's gonna be 2 games. All right, or you're gonna be like, you know what? You do this. This is the coverage. Anytime he lined up here, he was doing a lot of that stuff. So that showed me a lot about his character. He just had a hiccup getting big-headed. He having a great year. But you need to sit down now. You got to chill out. You're not bigger than the big dog. Chill out.
We said, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that's it. You see Steve Bridges put that nice slice of humble pie, man. That's what's needed. Okay, that's what's needed. I mean, I'm telling you, I wish we had that clip of Nick Saban and how he coached jokers, man. It's crazy, but that's what you have to do, man. You gotta, the first thing you gotta do is learn kids. You gotta learn them. You gotta learn what make them go, make them don't
That's
go.
key.
And once you learn kids, like I heard she say, if you're around enough, right, you will do that. You will learn how to translate the information to them. You will learn the kid. And then once you learn the kid, guess what else happens? The kid learns you.
Yeah.
And the kid learns whether you are one of those guys, because trust me, his coaches out here that, some kids, whatever, got my face, whatever. And there's some kids out here, when that coach come out there and they go, ooh, chill. Coach Dan just walked in, chill. No. We do it later. We'll play later. Like I don't feel that. He come in here, he not wrapped too tight, like, and that's usually Coach DM. So let y'all know that's usually me when I'm walking in the doors, like chill. He not, he ain't there. This is my high school football coach right there checking in. He said, give him an Old Faithful. Now, when we was in high school, we could talk about it, baby. You was wilding out. He come up there, it's a forearm shiver, baby. Give you one of them forearm shivers. Some good act right in that forearm shiver, too.
That's funny.
Oh, my man Dave, shout out to you, man, the legendary Coach Dave McCombs, man. He's one of my great, man. It's crazy. But again, how we talk about character, coaching, like football lasting after football. Like, that's a relationship right there that me and that guy has. Like, like you said, she call me right now, man. I'm picking up the phone, man. That's my other coach right there just checking in, Coach Andre Wynn. You know that's right, Don, because they hooking you up. They hooking you up if you ain't got that act, you ain't acting right. So, and again, man, sometimes, all the time. Let me rephrase it the right way, and I'm gonna let somebody else have the floor. We gotta understand that we more than coaches. I get it. We gotta win games. We gotta get the X's and the O's and stuff right. But some guys are missing certain things at home. They're missing mentors. They're missing uncles. They're missing brothers. They're missing fathers. They're missing stuff at home. So when they come to you, man, like, you might be the only man that kid might see. So you got to teach them how to be a man. You got to teach them how to be responsible. You got to teach them that you're a reflection of the program, the name on the back, like everything, So, I fell asleep in the class. I gotta show you, big dog. Because like you heard Sheeta, you thought you was bigger than the big dog. I got to show you now, baby. We're going to take a little quick walk. It's going to be okay. You're going to get through this. And like you said, Sheeta, if his attitude on the field, on the bench was wrong, you was going to bang him again.
Yeah. But the punishment got to fit the crime too. Like falling asleep, I may just kick you out the meeting and have a conversation. I ain't going to sit you for the whole first half.
Right.
Like it
That's where I was
has
about
to
to-
be. Yeah, it can't be. You can't go to extreme like that because then you'll lose the kid. Because
Yeah.
like the punishment don't fit the crime right here. You fell asleep in my meeting. Get out,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll have a conversation later on.
I'm rolling them. That's 50 yards rolls right there, baby.
Yeah,
You sleep on me, roll, baby. And I'm going to play. Hey, Dan, when I make them roll, I play the Ike and Tina too. Left the big job in the city.
All right, so DM, how do you respond to the parents that got an attitude about it?
Ain't no attitude, baby. Ain't no attitude, right? Ain't no attitude. Baby. You can find an exit, okay? The gate, the field has multiple exits. Like, it's a fire drill. You got to find the quickest exit. Find your quick exit. You know what I'm telling you? Listen, if a parent is combative to the discipline that I issue, honestly, I stand back. I say to that parent, and again, I'm the assistant coach, so I don't want to act like I overstep my bounds here. I actually will step back. I would defer it to my head coach. I will let my head coach understand exactly what's going on, what I did to the kid, or what my response was to the kid, and then he has to translate that. Now, from that conversation that they have, when they come back to me, if the energy is still the same, I am distant. I don't even want to interact. I don't want to put myself in a position. Clearly, they have their way of raising him, and I'm going to continue to let them raise him that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of those kids don't really last long in the program because a lot of our coaches on the coach staff, we kind of think the same. Like, if you disrespected Coach Sheed, you disrespected me. If you disrespected Coach Dan, you disrespected me. You know what I'm saying? So, Mom, if you coming in, I don't care about none of that stuff. You know what, Mom? Again, I'm sorry, but this is how. Like, I know why he jumped on him. I know why he said that. I know why he sat him. So if this don't really work for you, maybe this might not be the program for you. She said it in the last segment that we had when you said, I just told you that he was going to be a better man. I was going to help him be a good man, not so much of a great football player. I'm going to definitely make sure he's a great man, though. So if you can't subscribe to that, that's not a problem. There's an exit right here. There's an exit right there. There's an exit right there. Because the program outside of that 12-2 to 0-10, a program got a guy that goes next man up. Come on, let's go get it. And the real program, them Wolves that's on the JV and the freshmen, they just waiting. They be just waiting, especially the freshmen. So the freshmen swear they could do it. They be just waiting for that cat to not play. I'm telling you, it be some Wolves. I don't know what you got, Dan. Sheet, I'm quite sure you got some guys on your plate up there, man. Them freshman Wolves be looking for the opportunity, man. I bring them up to the scout team. That scout game be looking like a whole varsity Friday night game for them. They don't play. I love them Wolves. My God, I love them Cubs, man. They come get it.
Hey, honestly, in this scenario, if parents pissed, they got a right to be, because half for falling asleep in class. Come on. I'm like, you know what, Mama, you right. Let's cut that to one series and let's get on with it.
I'm telling you, Dan, before I get to the game though, for me, like, I'm a guy, I'm gonna handle it on the field in practice. That's how I really operated. Like, before we get to that game, that game is like a game now. Like, you telling me 4 days of practice, we couldn't handle that? Like, that game, that's a lot right there. So
I see we real extreme on this podcast. We went from 12-2 to 0-10, and then you got to sit a half for falling asleep. We go to extreme on here, baby.
But where we getting these topics from? We get them from right here.
We haven't even talked about root cause analysis. Why is he so sleepy? What's wrong? We got something wrong at home? Back to the real serious part. You got to take care of that kid too. Mm-hmm. Why are you tired? You've been perfect, and all of a sudden you can't keep your eyes open in class? What's changed?
Remember the last topic? I think two of our shows ago. He probably at work. Remember, he's working right now. So, man, come on. Maybe he had the 12 o'clock shift at night. He might have had the early morning shift. He just left from work to school. So, hey, man, it's hard out here for him.
Sure.
What you got, B? Come on, man. They just saying that your topics kind of go really to the left every time.
Almost had me on the shit. All right. Challenge segments. Coach, do you ride with the head coach when he makes a bad call to win the game? Sir, can you explain this?
Sure, I can explain this to you. Got a lot of pillow talking that be happening in these coaching rooms, man. All right, a lot of guys that be talking to a lot of outside noise, right? And so I'm the defensive line coach under Coach Sheed, right? And Coach Sheed done called prevent defense to try to, keep the guys out the end zone, whatever. And obviously, we Pat Mahomes did. He scored in 13 seconds, and that's it. So obviously, what happens at times, you get some people when they leave the field and they get to talking to certain other people, they be like, yo, man, you agree with that, man? That prevent defensive call? Sometimes it ain't the same energy that it was on that field. So that's why I came up with this topic, because I've heard it. I've seen it. And I want to kind of put it out on the display right here. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the same way how you ride with his good call, you have to ride with the bad call. It is what it is. Just kind of some of the things that exist, charge to the game. I have seen these situations go left in the coach's office after the game, though. Now, that's a whole nother story in the coach's office where, this might be a hell no in the coach's office. But in the public, I got to ride with them. You know what I mean? So that's what I got, on that one. But, hey, I think, like I said, everybody here is a respectful guy, respectful coach. But I want to know that last thing I just said. In the coach's office, are we riding with him? Or are we drawing up on the board like, God damn it, cover 3 here and it's a win? But what are we doing? Are we just going to sit there and go, hey, that's my guy, I'm riding with it?
Are you looking at Sheed?
Oh, it's on me?
I was looking at everybody. I was looking at Dan, too. Because I said, in public, I think we all agree that in public, we got to ride with his call. But then in that coach's office,
I done seen some. Never mind.
Hey, listen, man, it get real in the field, baby. When you're a competitor, it get real in the field. Look at that. See, Coach Dre said, I've seen offensive and defensive staff come apart over a bad call. Yeah, that happens behind closed doors, baby.
I think this is why it's really big to have a philosophy and hire guys on staff that match that philosophy. If you're I'm not a prevent defensive guy. I think that if you get to a point in the game and you're trying to stop them from scoring, you spent the whole game stopping them from scoring. So why are you going to go in to change your defense? You know what I mean? You're in the lead. You've got the lead. I'm not a defense, but some people are. So you better have people on staff that are the same philosophy, not the ones that just say they are. You know what I mean? Because that way, are you a go for 2 and we're not going to go for overtime, coach? What's your philosophy? Is it situational? Is it that week we've been saying all week, listen, these guys out Jimmy and Joe us on 11 positions. If we get to the point where we score and we can tie it, we're not going to beat them in overtime. We're going to go for 2. You know what I mean? A lot of those situations will be covered in practice. A lot of them be covered in the locker room before, or the coach's office before. But a lot of them are just, what is your philosophy? And then ride with it.
Yep. Nah, you hit it right on the head. But I will add to it is like we tell our kids to do they 111. So me personally, I don't care what offense got going on. That's just another opportunity for us to go eat. That's kind of the mindset I try to teach the defensive guys. I don't care what they got going on. They give us 3 points. That should be enough to win the game. Right? And if we give up more points, then that's on us. So, yes, it's complementary football in that standpoint as far as like what Dan is talking about in practice, working on those situations. And we do a lot of that stuff. But, yeah, in the meetings, if I don't agree with an offensive call or to put us in a bad situation, to be honest, that ain't my job is to get the defense stops. That's my job. Now, if there's a situation where you're going for it constantly and you're not like consulting with me throughout the game, like, yo, Coach Sheed, y'all good? Y'all want to, like, come on now, you got to help us out now. You know what I mean? Like, we bleeding a little bit. We can't stop a nosebleed right now. So, those type of conversations happen in the coach's office, but a lot of the times that happens. I try to make those conversations happen before the game even happens. So I don't want to, especially if we lose the game, now the emotions is high. I ain't got time for the emotional response.
Right.
So I think, we practicing the complementary football, knowing your team, like Dan is talking about, having a similar philosophy, all of those things can kind of negate, those arguments.
You already. What you like, Bing? What's up? You like the response?
So it's not a bad call, but we did lose, and it was my fault. Early in my coaching career.
Wait. He said,
"I
made a call and we lost, but that wasn't a bad one."
No. I said this wasn't a bad call, but so a kid got hurt. It was like 35, 40 seconds left to go in the game. The kid got hurt. My offensive coordinator was already over with the kid, but as the head coach, I figured it was my job to go over there and check on the kid. I wasn't paying attention. They lined up, the rest of the kids lined up for kickoff. We got 8 kids on kickoff. They picked that bitch up and ran that motherfucker back, and we lost the game. I was focusing on what the job somebody else did, and I wasn't paying attention. And I'd be damned if Coach John don't bring that shit up still. He still bring that shit up to this day. That shit was like 7 years ago. He's still bringing up. But that was early. You know what I mean? Early, it was, I figured that everything was on me. Everything was on me. But no, if you got something in place when you're responsible for this, you're responsible for this, you're responsible for this. And I've seen that now at the high school level. This guy is responsible for making these calls. We let him know, hey, it's A, B, C, or D. But he calls something different that has nothing to do with this. And be like, damn, I wasn't paying attention. How, sir? We just told you what the fuck was going on. We just told you what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I said. The coaching rooms can get a little feisty.
Yeah, but again, this is why it's important to have all these conversations. You got to go through these trials. You got to go through these errors. You got to go through this stuff. Like you have to go through this in real time in order to know from experience. Like you can't just say, Coach E can sit here and tell me all day long. You got to have A, B, C, or D in place. If I never experienced that, I might, all right, we got to have this in place. So on paper, yeah, we got this on paper. We got this contingency plan right here in case it happened. But until you see it in real time, you don't know how important that shit really is.
And then listen, man, honestly, as an assistant, what I've learned is that the more you are involved in watching film and talking to the coordinators, the more your input kind of gets valued. All right. You can't be the guy that just got there talking some, I'm telling you, they're just gonna run sweep. We need to just go ahead and switch the defense to a 62. And we're 3-3-5.
That shit be annoying as shit.
It's annoying, but you have a lot of Friday night coaches, what they would call them Monday night quarterback guys, right? We
nipped that in the butt over here.
Yeah, and listen, you have to. In order to achieve the goals of trying to be successful in the top-notch program, you have to. You really have to. But it's a lot of times when you do get these guys that do come on the sideline and, man, just do it like this. It's an easy fix. It ain't no just do it like nothing. You was not here for the game plan. We don't practice something all week. We put a plan in play, and we're gonna ride with the plan. Now at halftime,
you preaching right now, boy.
Boy. At halftime, we might make an adjustment based upon what we see. That might happen. But I promise you, it won't be too far off the original game plan. So, like I said, I do get it. Sometimes a coach can make a bad call. Like you said, at the end of the day, you can't. You got to ride with it. It ain't perfect. You got to ride with it. But if you on your A game, I think we've all been there. Sometimes coach has made bad calls. We've been able to get ourselves out of those types of jams. Like she said, I'm responsible for the defense. So shit, man, he gave me 3, and he probably got stopped on the goal line the next drive. That don't mean I give up 7. That means I still got to do what I got to do on my side of the field and get it done. So, that's just, little small coaching tidbit for the young coaches that's logged in to watch what we got going on right now.
Some of the veteran coaches don't like help though.
Well, you got to think it's hard. What they say, hard to teach the old dog new tricks, right?
That's true too.
Allegedly, but like I mean, so now in this day and time we in, everybody want them flashy plays. Everybody want them gadget plays. Everybody want them in and rounds, the double reverse, the flea flicker. You know what I mean? The long ball. Nobody wants to keep hitting the A gap all fucking game long. You know what I mean? So the older coaches, they boom, hey, we're gonna power this shit, man. We're going here and we're gonna kill them all day long. The young coaches come in, yo, listen, if he come out here, we can flick it to him. If he leave, he can throw it down the field to him.
But there's no right or wrong. It all depends on what your team looks like.
100%.
Like you might have a team where you can't find a receiver in sight, but you got you some fast dudes. We're gonna be a good wing T type of team then. You know what I mean? You might have a team where I've seen this happen before. Maybe Dan Sheed, y'all come to me to help me out with this one, where they didn't have a decent line, so they went spread to try to get the ball in the hands of the athlete as quick as they can. So it's about adapting, about adjusting. Now, I get it. Some older guys, like I know we got a guy in Jersey's named Ed Sadlock. He is like the wing T guy. Like it's all wing T. Don't matter if he got 150-pound center or 350-pound center. It's wing T. Okay. And then guess what? That's what works for him, and he knows how to teach it. So again, it still goes down to how do you teach it? Because you can have some small guys, and they get the setting those wham blocks and them traps, bro. And you'll see that kid scooting up the sideline. Everybody like, how did that happen? He is teaching these kids how to get it done, bro. Mm-hmm. So, we can't knock an old guy, but yeah, we have seen old guys where, you know what, this just ain't going to cut it, big dog. This ain't going to cut it. Because he's going to go out like that.
Yeah, because sometimes coaches, we forget what we actually preach to the kids. Do your 111th. Nobody's bigger than the team. So sometimes as coaches, these little football sayings, we forget sometimes, so we preach it and we try to hammer it into the kid's head, but sometimes we forget sometimes. And that's what causes the friction, so I think that's a part of it too. So with my staff, I make them do homework. So my DB coach, he has to put in all the pass game. So we're scouting whoever we're scouting, he has to put in the pass game. My linebacker coach, he does all the run game. My other safeties coach, he does all the formations. My D-line coach, he does, motions and stuff like that. So everyone has a job to do. And what that does is it puts the accountability on them. And if you don't get your work done at a certain time, don't come to me with no suggestions. I'm gonna hear you, but I ain't gonna hear you.
That's what I'm just saying.
And it's the same thing with the practice schedule. So my coaches, they're responsible for putting their Indian for the practice script for that day. So I'll make the practice script for the week. You're responsible for putting your Indian. What the kids start doing was they'll see if a coach don't have a practice script, they know he didn't do his homework. So I don't even give the coach a practice script, and I take your Indy for that Indy period. We can't preach to the kids accountability and do your job and all these things and make sure you're watching film and you got to be accountable. You got to be a man of your word, but then you're not doing your job. So then let me get those. Let me get that. Coach, what we got today? I don't know. What's next? I don't know. Hey.
Oh, I like that. That sounds like the Jay-Z song, Sorry, Not Sorry, right there.
Yeah. Nah. You can't preach to these kids one thing and then we ain't doing what we preaching.
Right.
No good.
Right. B, what's up? You good?
I thought Dan was ready to say something.
No, I love I've heard she talk about that a couple times now, keeping practice scripts from coaches, and that might be something I have to adopt, Coach.
It's hilarious.
That's pretty funny. I'm big on passing off, delegating, right? Delegate those responsibilities, give people ownership, empower them to make a difference on the team. And I can't stand to work for a coach that won't, honestly. If you're just going to tell me what to do all day, why didn't you just do it? Why'd you hire a coordinator? Why'd you hire a defensive line coach? You're just going to do all the work anyway.
Yo.
Hey, man. I done been through it. I done been through it.
I love that. So
I'm petty too, so I'll let it happen. Like I won't do nothing.
He big petty.
Yeah,
He
I'm petty.
big petty. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta. Oh, you wanted? I bet. So we don't have our homework for this week. I was waiting for you.
See. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. But that's what makes great staffs. Like honestly, man, it's just a challenge. It's challenging the coaches, keeping them on their game, man. Like this is how everybody's gonna be prepared, and nobody won't get hit with a curveball come Friday night or Saturday afternoon. Trust that.
Yep.
And that's what I be saying. Like
I only respect workers.
That's what
you ain't working.
Hey, Saban said it right. Mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
It's the best quote I've ever heard in coaching, I think.
That's why I be saying, like sometimes, like I gotta get to a different place because I want to be able to go through all that stuff. I want to be able.
I told you where you at, bro.
And go, well, watch your fucking mouth, bro. My kids, man.
Misfit football, man. Oh my gosh. If one of your kids on, I'm gonna tell them that you just be crying all the time about how they don't be doing the right things.
I didn't say that. Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Most of the time.
No, most of the time.
Most of the time. All right. Last topic of tonight.
What is another one? I thought we got out in an hour and a half.
To a championship. We've got.
We don't own the rights to this, so please don't send us no emails, no letters, none of that.
A former league MVP right here on the set right now in Cam. I ask you, Cam, if you could give back that league MVP for a Super Bowl championship, would you do it?
No.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Because you have to ask it through this lens. That was a very journalistic viewpoint or vantage point or response, Stephen A. I'll ask you this question, and, just to pose this thought. What's more important, impact or championships? You look at a guy like Allen Iverson, or you stood up on the table and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan. Everybody's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's not going to be these individuals who have the luxury of saying, hey, I not only dominated this sport, but I also have championships to back it. Like, let me remind you, Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Respectfully, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. So, yes, when you look at those guys and you say, okay, what's more important? Would you have preferred to win a Super Bowl? I think that's the humble approach. But if we're being honest, the impact of you holding yourself accountable to say everybody has a responsibility to do. And you can say as an MVP award winner or an All-American, you've held yourself or you've held your end of the bargain down. And that's what it really comes down to for me. I know that's not the popular pick. I'm trying to be popularized. But my take is I'm taking individual success because I did my job. Football is not about one guy trying to do 11 jobs. It's 11 guys doing one job. And if everybody does their job best, famous words of our coach, Belichick, just do your job.
Do it.
First of all, let me just break the ice here. If you're going to speak on Big Dick Nick, you better put some respect on his name.
Whoa.
Okay, Nick Foles.
Hey, Brandon, you're going to get the cue in a minute. Hey.
Oh, man. No, I'm just kidding. Nick Foles is just the greatest backup of all time. He said respectfully, like that guy didn't walk in and just own the playoffs.
Oh, man. That's
crazy because Dennis used to call Nick Foles Lil' Kim and shit.
God.
That shit's crazy. Dan, you got chill.
Look, there'd been an F-bomb, a GD. Come on now. The D word is the least of our worries.
And that's why y'all need to tune in every 2 weeks to the best coaches corner, the best coaching podcast you're gonna find. I'm telling you. But listen, I get it. It's been some guys who have won Super Bowls, and have done their numbers. But again, like, I don't know. It's a very interesting type of statement there. I mean, he did hold up his end of the bargain by being not just, the best player on his team, one of the best players in his league, right? So now the question is, would you rather give that up just to say you got a Super Bowl trophy? Because at the end of the day, you got some guys that's on the 53-man roster outside of those quarterbacks that he mentioned. They got a ring too. And they consider they're a champion too. And you would ask them, they'll probably tell you, I would probably much rather be in Cam Newton than just sitting on this bench grabbing this ring. So, it's very interesting on how you're going to, how you catch that, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. You guys speak on it.
I think it's just he plays the ultimate team sport, and he very much individualized it. He brought up Brad Johnson. Who did Brad Johnson win with? Mike Allstott was running the football at a clip. That man, I mean, that is the ultimate fullback running game team. If you want to talk about fullbacks, that's who you talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That was another individual that just did his job and he won a Super Bowl at. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to take the ultimate team sport and be like, well, I did my part. I mean, I get it. But you wouldn't give up a do your job and not get rewarded for it and give the other 52 people a ring? That seems selfish to me. But I understand what he's talking about. I did my job at an elite level in a game where we were supposed to do our job. Got it. Do that exact same thing and don't give the championship. Don't get that trophy. Don't get the MVP. Get the ring.
Get the ring. What you got, B? What you got, C? We all that.
I mean, I understand.
Don't hold them rings up right now. Wait a minute.
All right. Hold on.
He said, all you people with no rings talking about give us the rings.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get more. Got more.
I've got to win one just to get on this podcast.
No, you don't, because I don't even wear mine. I don't even put them on. Like,
hold up. There's more. Sorry, guys. Just keep them coming. The other ones are on the way. The one that we just got is still being made. Yeah. Who got the mic?
Clearly, you have the floor, sir.
Yeah, like I was with him because the analogy he made as far as impact, I was following him. He made the AI, analogy of. Oh, you got those? All right, that's cool. Like he made the AI analogy as far as impact, which was good. I was following him to that point, but then it went into he kind of lost me as he kept going with it. But I'm definitely, because you can do this.
Nah, you gonna do this.
You can do this. Scratch your head,
The prop master. See the prop master.
I ain't bring these out in like 2 weeks, though.
Thank God. Thank God.
I ain't bring these out in like 2 weeks. I would do the other hand, but that'll be too crazy. So I'm just keeping it like this. You know what I mean?
Get him out of here.
All right, hold on. I got you. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Because he about to go get the other ones and make it.
You got the gauntlet from
I'm telling you,
Avengers.
I gotta find better friends, Dan.
All right, so I mean, I understand like the MVP. Yes, it's hard as hell to win. Sorry, non-quarterback. It's hard as hell to win the MVP. The MVP is a quarterback award.
Yeah, it's damn impossible.
How many great seasons did Cam Newton have?
I think we only stuck on that one.
He was the top. He was the top. He was a high-level player. And he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league for a while.
Can we talk about how they win that Super Bowl if he jumps on that fumble?
There it is.
He made a business decision to not jump on that football.
Man, they was gonna fuck him up. He jumped on that football.
And then he had a chance to let another guy do his job and go down and win the game.
You got the other hand done, sir?
But you know what? And he does. Oh, my God. But that's what happens when an individual plays a team sport. not this.
There's some more laying around. You just at this point, you just put them wherever.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear them. I just put them on the cake. I leave him in the case, sir.
But yeah, I ain't bring him out in like 2 weeks though, so we good. It was about time.
It's about that time. We set the perfect segment for you right there. We knew you wanted to talk about winning, and you know what winning looks like, big guy.
Appreciate you.
You want to come coach my defense? It's Oklahoma.
Hey, listen, he talking about traveling, man. Dan, you might get him.
Oh yeah, you might get him.
You might get like he want to go see the world a little bit. So
Keep your DMs open, coach. You never know.
There it is.
I like rings.
There it is.
There you go.
Not gonna lie, it really would be a dope type of experience to coach somewhere other than Jersey. Like I said, I know she done coached, college, high school, all of that. Like, I just want to know, I was asking Brandon before about the whole choice school situation that we got in Jersey, where you can, if your school don't have a football program, you can play for another school, but you can still go to that school. And I was like, do you guys got that in Baltimore? He's like, no, I don't think we got that over here. So it's just an interesting dynamic of Jersey and how we do things. That's why I said it'd be nice to go to another state to see how they do things and stuff.
Right.
Oh, y'all want to come do some training over here at my school?
Hey, listen, Price is right.
Hey, Joe and I are talking about starting installs and clinics. You just let us know.
Now, I know we definitely was talking about who's we talking to? Brandon was trying to get some camp or something going on in Jersey.
Coach Stone.
Yeah, Coach Stone. Trying to get a camp or something pumping like that, Obviously, still a lot of preliminaries got to get done. Who knows? The best is yet to come for everybody here, But it's just definitely some things that I think just going out to a different area. It's kind of like being a different voice. A newer face, handing out this maybe even the same information, but just being delivered from a different person, getting to certain kids where they need to be. That type of stuff.
If we walk on the field and she got on 7 rings. Ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, we ain't worry about it.
They can believe whatever we say. They can believe whatever we say.
When I first came to Jersey, I had to do that. I used to coach with my rings on.
That's crazy too.
Because I'm not from Jersey, so I had to let them know I'm coming from something. Yeah.
But Big, you know what? It's crazy, and this is gonna be an interesting statement. I want everybody to hear it, even the guys on our live. The 0-10 coach and the 12-0 coach, they are saying the same thing. Sometimes they are speaking the same language. He just don't got the Joes. He might not have the staff. He might, might not have the environment.
Y'all be talking about everybody doing their job, putting their stuff in shit. I'm hoping another coach show up.
Shit. But now, see, let's make y'all clear now. Now, she is at a private school, right? So it's some people that's paying for that. So they guys got to do what they better do. You feel me? I'm at a public school, and it's the same thing. Coaches are getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So they got a job to do too. It's just that you get a lot of other coaches who kind of. I don't want to knock nobody, man. There's just a lot of other coaches kind of just do the bare minimum, you know what I mean? And the bare minimum don't fit the kids that they work with. You see Deshaun Jackson, the head coach at Delaware State, he all reach out to him about the talent up here if he hasn't reached out to you guys already. I've heard information about what D-Jack is doing at Del State. I've heard Delaware is trying to go in another direction. I don't know how true it is or not. Where they want to try to work on getting some guys out of another region, outside of our region. But, that level, that FCS, I think, right? The FCS level is interesting, okay? Because you get the kind of opportunity to get the kid from the JUCO level, which is definitely transformed now. You get to get a kid from the Division I FBS level who just shrunk their roster right now. So it's definitely... It's tough. I'm telling you, for FBS schools right now, it's getting tougher. FCS schools, it's getting tougher for the high school kid. There's the star of the show for the high school kid to get that look. You know what I mean? But we're gonna definitely do our part. Obviously that damn recruiting, man, and we're gonna try to get cooking real soon around here. As you can see, the 3-headed monster with the fourth, the GM right there in the yellow. You know what I'm saying? You know, there go Dan. Are you back? You know, you get to see us try to put something together for everybody where we can kind of get this type of information to you guys where you can learn about the recruiting and how to get yourself recruited and stuff like that. You know, it's a lot of knowledge that's on this podcast. It's a lot of knowledge that we have connected to the people that's around this podcast. But we're going to try to help some guys to get to a Deshaun Jackson. But, you know, you got to also understand what Deshaun Jackson roots are. He's a Cali guy, right? So him being a Cali guy, you're going to probably try to get Cali guys. I mean, if you put Don Massey anywhere in the country, I'm going to probably try to go get Jersey guys. So just, you know, got to be mindful of that. Like I said, when guys do get these jobs, you got to be like, oh, damn, that's what's up. Michael Vick got the Norfolk State job. Well, Vick is a VA boy. So you kind of know where Vic going to kind of start looking out the gate. Now, if he sees something sexy on the outside, I'm guaranteeing he's going to put his hat in the race. But, you know, it's just one of those things of how it goes, the way I see. Let's see, boom, boom. What's up to these guys? What do we get? My man, shout out to my man, Dan Whitlock, man, from Wildcats to D1. Thanks, Coach. Hey, listen, man, I did my job the best that I could do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to individualize it, though, but I definitely did what the best that I knew how to do for most of my young guys, along with everybody that's on the podcast right now. They do the best that they can do. Make sure
I got a question in that same realm. So let's say that y'all putting a football clinic together. Mm-hmm. I've been coaching high school for 10 years. I won a total of 10 games in 10 years, but I put the application in to be on your panel. Would you hire me? Would you let me come and talk?
Hey, once again, that goes back to that question earlier. Does the record make the coach? Or did you do the best you could do with the talent you were given?
I'm telling you, I would like to see what you say before we started, though. No, for real, because like I said, remember I just also said, Dan, that sometimes the 12-0 coach is saying the same thing as the 0-12 coach. You know, so I would really like to see, like, okay, well, what you going to talk to me about? You're going to talk to me about formations. We're going to talk about offense, defense. You know, you're going to teach me about. You want to talk about 3-3 on the defense side, 3-4. You're going to talk about wing teams.
You got all that.
Yeah, like I would like to know, like, what's your thing? You know what I'm saying? What's your A1 thing that you will talk about? Then as you talk to me about it, if it makes sense to me, then yes, shit. Like you said, Dan, the record might not mean a damn thing. He's just on the wrong team, wrong staff, whatever. But you know, if you come to me and what do we have, the 2-3, the 3-2 football formation? I don't know, fam. I don't know if I'm bringing you on right now. Thanks,
yeah, and I think based on the kind of show that we have, I think based on the show
you gotta get your life together.
Yeah, it depends on like the type of show that we have. His experiences may be maybe something he can add to this to teach, because this is an informative show anyway. So it's not one of those shows where we're only just talking about X's and O's and how to be a coach and things of that nature. You know, it's an informative based show. So, you know, his struggles may be able to help someone else that's going through that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you can't come here talking like you old crazy. Like, relax. I mean, get it where you fit in.
I mean, Ben, you do it all the time, like you said, man. Sometimes you be on the show, you be listening, like, I ain't got no kids like that, I ain't got no situation like that. But then you also come in with a great topic, like, yo, look, this is right here. This works for us. I was able to get these guys do it like that, and then that's when, you know.
Here, I gotta go because I've been at drill all weekend. My family misses me, but I'm gonna end on this. As long as you don't lie and bullshit your way to get onto my podcast or into my clinic, we're probably going to get you in there. If you can come in and just talk ball, we're probably going to be all right. You got to bullshit your way and fake stats to get on my podcast or my clinic.
Oh, speaking. I remember that show.
You ain't never getting you. Gentlemen, I appreciate you for letting me come on and apologize. Thanks for letting me come back on the show. I love coming on and talking ball every other week.
Dan, you forever locked in, big dog.
Yeah, y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to you very soon.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's what that come down to, man. Just knowing what you know. You know what I'm saying? Having the conviction of what you know. You know, you do that, then, yeah, we can sit down. We can talk all day long. You know what I mean? I ain't even really worried about what the record is, because again, I mean, I know some older coaches whose records aren't that good, but they can teach you something if you're listening. You know what I mean? You just got to know how to break down the real and the fake. You know, that's what that come down to. But you know, outside of that, you know, a coaching clinic might be dope. You know what I'm saying? Try to set that up. That might be dope. I don't know. I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. DM recruiting got to get going. I got to turn it up. You know what I mean? We got to put it out there. Like I was saying earlier, that the dead period will be activated tomorrow. So a lot of you kids, you know, them coaches that came by the school, hopefully you made a good impression on them. You know what I mean? If not, I don't know. Like I said, get back to work, because when they come back out, maybe they can see an improvement in your body and your game and everything, right?
Yep.
So definitely tighten that up. This is a time where you can send text messages and stuff like that. So start texting these guys about when they're going to have their camp schedule or their junior days or their spring practice if they have it available. These are good things that you guys can attend. Trust me, man. There's some good stuff that you guys going to want to end up being at, you know, once that time comes. But again, if you're not locking in and not training your body, getting yourself growing like that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And don't walk around, like I said, with a Division I or bust sign up, all right? You're just looking for a great opportunity to play football on the next level. There's a lot of people who don't. Don't be so caught up in the social media and what you're seeing on your Instagrams, your Facebooks, and your Twitters. Trust me, you might see 1,000 offers going out there. There's going to be 1,000 more. There might only be 10 kids that's actually going to go somewhere. So don't get yourself caught up in that type of thing. Run your own race. Gotta say that out loud, shit. You know, a lot of guys getting caught up in what they seeing, man. And a lot of people not running their own race, man. Run your own race, man. You're going to put yourself in a really good position. Focus on getting yourself better in the off season. Like I always said, my guys right next to me, you see Coach Sheed, always there. He does a great job with the receiving training, awesome job with DB training. Like, just lock in. He does a lot of his stuff at Pro Edge, okay? North Pompton, 90 North Pompton and Wayne, man. Get over there, man. Some really good guys with some really good training out there. And they got a nice schedule. You could go find it. They do the different type of training, different types of days. So lock into that. You know, you can't make it up there. You want to come check me out. I'm over at Essex County at Center Court in Montclair. We got some really good things brewing over there, too. So there are opportunities, what I'm saying, mom, dad. There are opportunities out there for your kid to get improved. You have to invest in them, though. You got to put your little something to the side and invest in them, because nothing in life is free. You understand? Right. See what you got for me, man. Anything, you know, I just was out there going off the handle just now. There's some good information I wanted to get out there, because it's crazy, man. This past month has been really interesting because, you know, the coach has been coming. Boom, coming. And some guys been post offers, some guys ain't get offers, and a lot of guys that are not on a certain level are kind of like beating themselves up. I'm like, yo, be good, man.
Yeah, I get those questions a lot from parents and kids about how the recruiting process works. And I'm like, it's not as clear cut as it was before. There's a lot of different intangibles that go into it. So I had an example of, I had a coach come in from one school. 2 weeks later, he came back with a whole different school polo on. So I'm like, you guys got to understand, this is transition time for coaches as well. They're shifting and doing those type of things. So as a kid, you can't come in there. If a coach comes in there, you can't look disinterested, because you may not know where he's going to end up a week later, 2 weeks later, or a month later. So you got to treat everybody like they Nick Saban. You got to treat everybody like they Nick Saban, because you never know what kind of impression you have or where that coach may be in a month.
Right on. So I remember, I think I might be going back in time. I've been 10 to 15, maybe close to 15 years. Al Golden was just coaching at Temple. Next thing you know, Al Golden he was with the Detroit Lions, came out of Detroit Lions, and he was coaching just recently with Notre Dame as defensive coordinator. Now I think he's going back out to the NFL, I believe, but it's just this how it works. This is such a transitional period. And they talk. Like how you see we all talk here, they talk. So, he come in that room and you sitting there with the slouched body and everything. Trust me, you're going to learn. everything's going to change as far as your recruiting. Nice firm handshake, man. Look that man in his eyes. You got to do all those little things, man. You don't do those little things, then yeah, you probably going to miss out. You're probably not going to get what you think you deserve. All right. And what you think you deserve might not be what you deserve. You got to be honest with yourself, man.
Yeah. And with that honesty is like, if you short, you short.
And be cool in it.
Right. It just is what it is. You know, I had a linebacker. He has over 300 and something tackles, all state, everything.
Yeah.
He had no Division I offers because he's 5'6", 160 pounds. A 3-year starter in our league, which is a very tough league, one of the best in America. But he's short. There's nothing we can do about that. Penn State is not coming for him. That's just how it is.
Right.
A lot of coaches, a lot of the college coaches have the mantra, big people beat little people. That's what some of their mantras are. Right? The game changes. DBs, right? Now they want their corners 6'2", 6'1". That's what they want now because everybody, for the most part, plays some type of quarters coverage, some type of cover 3 coverage, where they want tall, long corners. It wasn't like back in the day where you got the Ty Laws and the Madisons and the these
Darnell Greens.
Yeah, like you don't have these short corners anymore. So parents and kids, you got to take account of all those different things when it comes to recruiting. The type of scheme they run, like all of these things matter. It ain't just coach, come see me and offer me. It's not clear cut like that anymore.
And again, you need information like this. DM Recruiting, for a small fee, you can get solid information like this. Because again, some people have tour guides and they're just taking us straight to the Bermuda Triangle. I'm looking at it all the time, man. They just escorting you straight down the Bermuda Triangle. You don't even know it. You don't even see it coming. Just lost in the sauce. So if you don't want to subscribe to this show live on Sam Sports Network, you don't want to do that? Okay, cool. Well, you might want to subscribe to DM Recruiting. You don't want to do that? Okay, well, you might want to meet Sheed at his gym. You might want to meet Don at my gym. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be running out of options. We're running out of options right now. So, like you said, if you're short, and be great in your short. Be great in your short. That kid that he mentioned, that kid is a dog. He's a full-fledged dog. And he's going to be going to a great school.
Yeah, he's going to a great school. University of Chicago.
Right. It's a great school. Trust me. I was at Northwestern. They was like, oh, he's over there. Okay. Yeah. We'll keep the eye out. Yeah, because it's a great school. He's going to come out there with a great education. And guess what? If he do what we believe he can do, he might get a cup of coffee, might get a call. It happens. Because, again, game, it like you said, just varies so much. So, you got to make sure that you stay ready so you ain't got to get ready at the end of the day, right? So that's how I always bring it down. B, what you got, man? I got a nice 2 hours in the clip, bro. I'm telling you.
This is the Sam Sports Multimedia Network. Hey, listen, so next month we are going into it's actually this month, but we celebrated on March the 15th when the NFL season roll over. We're going to be in 10 years of this shit. 10 years, all right? And we're going to have a big celebration in Baltimore. Everybody invited, especially the people who had shows, did shows, guests, all of them. Like it's gonna be real big, okay? But in the meantime, every 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks show will be the NBA All-Star game. Yeah,
I ain't an NBA guy. I know. Trust me, I looked at the schedule. I'm like, oh, I'm good for a while.
Sir.
Because the All-Star game ain't even the All-Star game no more, B. You know that. I said Pro Bowl. You said what?
They ain't they splitting it into like 4 teams or some shit?
Anyway,
like 4 teams having a bracket or something. I don't know. I gotta go back and look because I ain't a big basketball guy either. That's why we hired June. I hired June from Off the Top Sports. He covered everything basketball. Now, listen to me. I don't know if you've been under a rock, but 2 big ass trades went down in the NBA. On Tuesday, June will crash the fuck out. He been crashing out in the group chat. I called him. I talked to him on the phone. He is livid. He don't know what the fuck is going on. The NBA trade deadline is Thursday. It's still more bullshit to come. I'm trying to tell you, still bullshit to come. So
okay,
Tuesday, Off the Top Sports. DM, you going to the studio Tuesday?
I think about it.
You gotta go there for when Jerry crash out, yo. You can go like,
Well,
yo,
I'm just
BJ
saying, you know what? I probably will because it's Super Bowl preview weekend. You know what I mean? So I definitely probably stop at the building. But you know, I stay in my lane, man. I ain't trying to take nobody to no Bermuda Triangle. I stay in my lane, man. Football is my lane.
Wednesday, we got the biggest show on the network: NFL, NBA, all the sports combined, college football. Starting tomorrow morning, Sam Sports Prospect of the Day. We go Monday through Friday from February to the draft. All right, we'll give you a different player each and every week, just some of his highlights, his information, basic stats, just so you can get familiar with the people. And that's starting tomorrow. It's kind of big for us. People always see it and talk about it. Oh, he going day 1, he going day 2. Just get people talking, shit like that. So, shout out to DM Football. DM has brought a great show to the network. It's opened up a lot of different avenues for us, gave us insight on a lot of different things and a lot of different directions we can go. And it brought a 12-time champion to the show as well. Okay. He only got 10 fingers, so he got 12 rings. I don't know what to do with the rest of them. Okay. This show is great. It's funny. It's informational. It's one of the only shows we had where anybody yelling and screaming at each other.
Nah, we good with that, man. We have a goal, and we want to get the goal is to get the right information out there. A lot of people trying to get their maps, you know what I'm saying, their roadmap right, get their GPS together. We want to make sure they don't end up in the Bermuda Triangle. That's what this is about.
So it was this. I heard this sermon. It was talking about travel guides and tour agents. Travel guide going to tell you where to go. Travel agent is going to tell you where to go, directions, all that. Put it on paper. You go ahead and follow this. A tour guide is going to go with you. So I think you're the tour guide, sir. Step by step.
Listen, she tell me all the time, better than me.
But yeah, we're not going to the Bermuda.
She ain't like, listen, this where you going, and all right, that's it. You better listen. You know what I'm saying? Me, I like to hold your hand a little too long. So, you know, that's how I operates, man. But together, like Voltron, man, it just works. You know what I'm saying? So definitely big appreciative of She. That's why it don't matter where he's at, what he's doing, man. I'm bigging him up. I'm telling people to go check it out. Stay locked into his network because he got all the GAME for you. You already know.
Appreciate you.
So what you got, babe? We good?
Hey, I'm good if you good.
Hey, I got it. 2 hours. I got it. It's easy to cut it up that way, too. I remember you said that.
So that's it?
Yeah, we out of it.
You ain't gonna say goodnight. You ain't gonna say goodnight, goodbye, be safe.
So here you go, man. He always wanted to get it done a certain type of way. Y'all already know, man. Just stay right, stay true. Follow the networks, DM Football, Coach She, Sam Sports. Make sure you stay tapped into everything that's going on. A lot of great information going to be going out. And again, stay true to yourself. Beware of those types of tour guides. Peace.
If you don't like what's on this show, you can email dmfootball258@gmail.com. Let them know all the bullshit you don't like.